In a world where success is being sought after, yet in the wrong places, guiding you through the secrets to maximizing productivity and achieving your goals is my utmost priority. Welcome to Productivity Mind, and I'm your host, Perebo Adumo, aka the CEO. We will dive into actionable tips, inspiring stories, and expert interviews to help you work smarter, not harder. So grab your favorite beverage, relax, and let's get productive. Good day and welcome to Productivity Mind. Before I go ahead with today's episode, I would like to get a feedback from you thus far. Has the content been helpful to you? Has the content thus far, the podcast, has it increased your level of productivity? Has it made you better? I would like to have these feedbacks, and if you don't mind, drop the feedbacks, give your likes, and subscribe. Okay, so thank you very much. So today's podcast, I will be talking about surmounting your mountains. Surmounting your mountains. I remember a time when I went to watch a football match, while I was still younger, while I was growing up. And I remember a small boy who, because the field then, we didn't have the seats, that is usually in a stadium. It was a local stadium, so it was just a body of sand that was, converted to a pitch. And for us to watch, we just had to stand, around the field, so for us to actually get to view what was happening on the pitch. And in one of those times, I remember seeing a father carry his small boy, I think probably 2-3 years old. He carried the boy on his neck, and for the boy to be able to see what is happening on the field, because if he had been on his foot, he probably won't see anything, because every other person will probably block his vision. So that is probably a mountain. I'll call that the vision of the child being covered as a mountain, and the father had to help surmount the mountain for the child by putting the child on his neck, on his shoulders. So that made it easy for the child to see. So remember, the topic says surmounting mountains. And if there's one thing I want us to understand, is that everyone's mountain is relative to themselves. My mountain is relative to me. I'm saying the thing that gives me challenges is relative to me. And what may be a mountain to me may be nothing to the next person, right? What may be a mountain to the next person may be nothing to me. So our mountains are relative. And also, I will say that everyone's mountain is relative to their mindset. Yes, everyone's mountain is relative to their mindset. Now, no man can do further than his mindset. No man can do further than his thoughts, right? Because the first key to surmounting any problem is the right mindset. So a man with the wrong mindset can surmount his mountain if he first of all changes his mindset. So it is wise to learn from experience, and many people love to learn from experience. In fact, it is said that experience is the best teacher. And I always have an issue with that statement, but it's a worldwide statement. It's a statement that is probably has gotten to every single person's ears, that experience is the best teacher. As good as that sound, I would say that experience is the best teacher, but not your experience. What am I trying to say? Experience is like a schoolmaster. Experience flocks you before teaching you the lesson. So imagine you go to class and your mathematics teacher comes in and he says, okay, everybody stand up. I'm going to flog everybody 3-3 this morning, and he flogs the whole class round. 3-3, bah, 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 bah. Everybody takes three strokes of the cane, and then said, do you know why I flogged every one of you? Because I know if I ask you what is the integration of yx squared plus m, you can't tell me the answer. That's how experience is. Experience beats you before teaching you the lesson. And that's what it means when you try to learn from your own experience. Most times you must have been beaten. You must have received the punishment. You must have gotten the pain from the experience before you then finally learn from it. And that's why the best form of learning from experience shouldn't be your own experience, but rather learning from another person's experience. And that's where mentors come into play, right? Mentors are people who have been where you are. They have experienced what you're experiencing now, and they most times have surmounted that same event that is looking like a mountain to you. So take for example someone who is just starting up an SME, and he's having issues with how to get clients, how to get customers. He can look up to somebody else who is also probably still even doing SMEs, but his business is still an SME, but he has been able to do it for a while, and he now has a good number of customers. So he can go and meet that second guy like, hey, see, this is a challenge I have. I started my kiosk about 2 weeks ago, but I don't get customers. People don't come. In fact, my neighbor sells the same thing with me, and people prefer to patronize him. What do I do? So you can see that he will receive a better counsel because he's meeting somebody who has been where he was, who has been where he is at that moment. So mentors are people who have been where you are. They have faced the same challenges you're facing now, and they have overcome the challenges. This should be a major part for you to be concerned about, that they have overcome the same challenges. Imagine being a student, let's say a university student, and you have to write a course that looks very challenging to you, and then you find out that you have a senior colleague that is writing the same course with you. Yes, he had a carryover, and yes, he's writing the same course, and then you're confident, yes, I'm going to ask him because yes, he has done it before. Nobody would do that, because even though the senior colleague has written the exam before, he did not pass. So there's no testament that he is going to give you the right counsel, that he will tell you how to pass. So in gathering mentors, look at this one trait. Have they gone through what you are going through right now? And have they been able to surmount it? If they have, maybe you may also want to check other qualities, but this should be a major quality, that you are following somebody who can help you navigate the path of life that you are at that moment. Someone that can help you navigate through the challenges, through the storms. When you find that one person, hey, drop your pride and meet that person for counsel. So I will say 2 things that mentors would do for you, and then I'll call it a wrap. First thing is, mentors shorten your journey. Mentors shorten your journey. So if you were to actually take a long walk, a mentor would tell you, okay, let me take for example, you got into a new environment and you needed to buy something. There are 2 ways you can go about it. But you're new in the environment, so you may start moving from shop to shop, from one supermarket to one supermarket, to see who has that thing you're looking for, right? But the second the second route you may take is that you ask somebody that is already living in that environment, and you ask him, hey, I want to buy Pampers. Where do I get it? Oh, I want to buy this drink. I want to get this. I want to get that. Where do I get it? And the person tells you, oh, okay, just go to the shop across the road. Oh, yes. And that shortens your journey. What could have taken you probably 30 minutes to an hour to search, you will do it in less than 5 or 10 minutes. Why? Somebody helped to shorten your journey. Now, the second thing a mentor will do for you is that a mentor gives you a shoulder to climb on to see farther and better. A mentor gives you a shoulder to climb on to see farther and better. Just like the story I told you about the small boy who the father needed to carry him on his shoulders, right? So that he could see farther. It's the same way what a mentor would do for you is that they help you see farther than your current disposition. Most times you don't see beyond our now. Most times you don't see beyond our current circumstances. But what a mentor will do for you is that you help you see beyond today, helps you see even the next challenge that will come. That after you surmount this one, this may be the next one you will see. Or after this one, you may likely encounter this. So he gives you a broader vision. So a mentor helps you to see farther and better. Now, there are many people who say, I love doing things all by myself. I don't need anybody to guide me. I will always find out. I will always find things out, right? You only live a life filled with plenty pain. Yes, I know pain is part of learning. But the truth is you want to limit the number of pain you have, right? You want to limit it. And what mentors will do for you is to limit your pain level. So, on this note, I'll say, find a mentor. Find someone who can help you navigate through that current situation in your life. Remember, this is Productivity Mind, and everything I will talk about, if there's anything I will teach, is get what one thing to help you increase your productivity. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. Have a nice day.